Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is super awkward because I'm using my phone and I can't flip the camera around while I'm mid-video. So I hope I'm videoing my face right now. Even though it's early morning, I have not done anything to myself and I look rough, I'm sure. But maybe one day I won't say that whenever I do look rough. My dreads are in this very wild state that they just do what they want. The only way I can control them is to put them up, but you're really not supposed to do that. But, let's show you the garden. I have yet to walk through it this morning. Well, first, let's get a video of Mr. Tom Petty, who is just really hurting for some loving this morning. Guess he got out at some point. He's not really supposed to be outside, but that's his favorite place. I hear you, bud. I would escape too, if I were you. Pretty kitty. Alright, so yesterday we got a ridiculous amount of rain. We also got a lot of rain the day before. The garden, I'm sure, is loving it. I think we're supposed to get more rain today. Rain, 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 rain. But it's looking pretty glorious if you ignore all the trash that's like around it. Or I shouldn't say trash, but you know, just mess. It's just a bit of a mess. Look at that. That's my friend's house over there. Miss Moo. Let's go address this pig situation real quick. Hi, Miss Moo. Good morning. Yes, we have a pig named Moo. She's a potbelly. She's a rescue. And yesterday, her little temporary housing just failed. She thinks I might have food. That's the only reason why she's entertaining me, I think. She was not enjoying my presence yesterday. She's a sweet girl. But, yeah, we put this up in the rain yesterday because one of those canopy things, look at it, it's totally jacked up. But, yeah, her pig pen is about as sloppy as she likes it, I think. As long as she's got a dry spot to go and lay in, she's happy. She's like, where's my food, woman? Okay, so I guess we can start with the less organized and, uniform part of the garden. Go to the potted garden. Here's our pepper plants. They are looking pretty good, if you ask me. There's some yellowing of the leaves. I think that's because they've been getting more water than they like, but like, what can I do if it's just raining a bunch? They've definitely got drainage in here. That poor little pepper failed. But I do have some big ones on here. This is the biggest peppers I've ever grown. I've never grown these varieties. We've got a Spanish mammoth and a yellow monster in here. If anyone has grown these and likes them or does not like them, let me know. They have good reviews. I don't know exactly. I know these plants are not huge for having these peppers on there, but I think they'll be okay. I mean, here's my water bottle for reference. So it's a decent sized plant. Okay. Look at these puny little peppers. They stayed in their little seedling cells for quite some time, but I see some not so yellow leaves on there. So maybe that's a good sign. I hope. This is some type of mint. I want to say it is Navajo mint. Here's our okras that are looking glorious. These two were started after the ones that are behind them. And the other ones had to endure some cold weather, so they're not as great looking, but they're a little bit taller. They've lost some leaves and had some insect damage and stuff at the beginning. But these just look so pretty. There's another. We're growing Alabama Red and Jing Orange. Never grown either one of them before. That's a Buena Mulata pepper plant. It's got like little purple flowers that it puts off, but I've been pinching them. Here's a zinnia. I just slacked on labeling my zinnias because, I don't know, I got lazy and I was like, I just need to put them in the ground. Here's a random mix, a zinnia with a pepper plant. I mean, no, just kidding, not a pepper plant. That's a bean plant. Here are some more pepper plants and a Tom Petty. He's a rescue cat, and that was his name, and we kept it. He's a princess in a male cat's body. He's got a pink lounge chair that is his bed. He took it from a 3-year-old child. It's great. Oops. Okay. So, over here we've got a glorious squash plant. It's a Romanesco zucchini squash. And in there we've got a tiny little short stuff sunflower. Look at this tomato plant. I don't know if anyone can see quite how tall it is. That's gotta be, I'm hesitant to say like 8 feet tall, because this is 2 feet off the ground. I'm 5'6". It's easily, oh my god, it's like 4 or 5 feet taller than me. That is just wild. And it's got these little, what are they called, yellow pear tomatoes. So fun. Some of them grow so funny. Like, funny. I don't know how to properly say that word. I'm sure someone will tell me. Look, this is what I want to show. Oh my gosh, I just ruined it. I just broke it. But some of them will grow like this, almost like 2 separate tomatoes. Whoopsie. Didn't mean to do that. But how am I going to harvest things from way up there? You see those flowers? There's flowers all the way up there. I'm going to need a freaking 10-foot ladder. So some of our plants are not labeled. So some of the tomatoes, I do not know what they are. This is either a terracotta or a Paul Robeson, maybe. This is a beautiful looking tomato. I love that shape. This is a hummingbird mint, parsley, sweet alyssum that has yet to flower because it's too hot for its liking. Here's a holy basil. And holy cow, it is huge. Oh, look at that big old split on that tomato. Looks like, I'm sorry, I'm videoing my hand. The ants are getting it. We're just gonna let them get it, but not near here. We're gonna throw it over there. Okay. Just sacrifice that tomato and give it to the ants. This one's also split. I'm gonna have to process this soon. I don't really know. Y'all can let me know if there's something else that I can do with split tomatoes other than just cook them rather quickly. Look at this freaking beautiful, big, large boar. Really, that's a large boar. That means that if I've labeled correctly so far, that one's gonna have like green and orange stripes on it, like almost like a tie-dye kind of stripe. There's a terracotta. That's probably ready to be picked. I'm not sure what this is over here, but it looks like it's in the cucumber family or squash family. Like, I don't want to let it grow, but it's in the middle of the 2 rows of tomatoes, so I don't think it's going to get much light. This may also be a terracotta. I wonder how loud my voice sounds whenever I'm leaning over and talking into the phone like that. Look at this marigold, how big it is, and it's only got 2 flowers buried underneath the foliage. Oh, that was a calendula. Still no flower. Sweet alyssum, no flower. No flower, and we're about to have some flowers. There's going to be at least 3 here. Oh, maybe 4. I'm so glad that this plant is pulling through, because as you see here, it's had so much insect damage. Basically, it seemed like all the insects were going there, and it was like a sacrificial plant because it was just getting obliterated. Here is a lemon queen sunflower plant. My phone would focus right in front. I need to learn how to work cameras better because it never wants to focus where I want it to focus, and I think that that's just a user error. Okay, we've got some melons here. We've got a golden melon and a tiger melon or tiger melon. No melons, no flowers even, but it's getting decently tall. I've got this tomato that's busted through onto the arch trellis, and this one here. The tomatoes got kind of out of hand. There's a period of time where I was, oh look, another busted one. My tomatoes just can't handle all of this. Look at that. Come on. Focus. I don't really know where to put it because I don't want the ants to come in my bed. Otherwise I'd put it in the bed and then maybe we could have like some volunteer plants, but we'll just put it right there. I don't want to attract the ants more to my bed than they already are. Some more marigolds, lots of tomatoes. I'm not showing all the tomato plants because it just doesn't look like... Oh, did y'all see that? Gross. Bet that smells real good. And now it's on my hands. Okay. Maybe I can rinse it off in the kiddie pool. Alright, so maybe someone can tell me what the heck is up with this. I've looked it up and I can't really get an answer that I'm comfortable with. But on this arch trellis, see there's this arch trellis. There's a cucumber plant on this side, which looks like it's doing nothing. But I've actually got many cucumbers off of that one. Probably, I say many, like, oh, I wonder how long I've been covering up the mic. I've gotten like 4 or so cucumbers off of that plant. And this one here, this is a couple of plants actually. They're huge. They've gotten over onto the other cucumber side of the trellis. Yet I haven't gotten a single cucumber from them. I don't even have any female flowers. Not that I can tell, at least. Maybe some have popped up recently. I freaking hope so. Because I don't know what there is for me to do. The plant looks great. It's not stressed, or at least it doesn't seem to be. It's not sick. But I'm not getting any cucumbers off of it. I'm a little salty about that because I would like some and it should be producing by now. I've got a massive Dr. Witchy's white cheese over here. I don't know how to say it. Dr. Witchy's. Let's call it Witchy's because that's fun. This dill plant grew in the most awkward of ways. Like if this was standing up straight, this would be how it is. But it's flowering and I'm sure some buggies are liking that. I like the smell. So there's another Romanesco squash plant, but it's not producing just yet. I do have one. Actually, that doesn't look like that's growing. Maybe it is. I hand pollinated that one, but it was like really, it was raining outside, and so I'm not sure how that works. There's just some green onions from store-bought green onions that I just potted. Coxcomb, rosemary. This video's already getting pretty long, isn't it? Some more dill. Looks like both of them are about to flower. And I don't think I want that. Because I don't know how it changes the flavor, but I feel like it might. And I would like to make some pickles at some point. There's another squash. This is a yellow scallop squash. I'm not sure what is up with these fruit flies. Look, there's a little bee. But it's still growing. Look at all that new growth. I harvested a scallop squash off of it like a week ago. Oh, look how purple. That is beautiful. This plant fell over like this. It's not supposed to be like that, but it is what it is. I'm running out of space on my trellis. I might have packed them in a little bit too tight. If I was staying on top of pruning, and if I was here the whole time, then maybe I could keep them contained. Look at this. This is a cucamelon plant. It is so tiny. Look at its leaves. compared to the regular, like the muncher cucumber that's next to it. Here's another one. It's my first time growing those, but very excited, hoping that I get one soon. This is a cinnamon basil. Oh, Mr. Bumble. This is a pepper plant that looks real stressed, real sad. Maybe it's recovering. The other ones, so I had this curling leaf issue. But I don't know, it looks like, I mean, some of the other ones have seemed to recover, but this one doesn't really. We've got cucumber plant, pepper plants kind of hidden underneath these cucumbers. Good morning, my love. Morning. I'm shooting a little update video. Okay, so we actually just harvested 3 or 4 cucumbers off of these 2 plants here, which are finally getting tall. They kind of grew to start, like they clustered at the bottom. I wasn't here to put them up the trellis, so they did that. This is, I don't know if y'all can see the difference between there's the cucumber, and here's a ground cherry that is spreading wonderfully in every direction. Look at all the ground cherries underneath there. We're waiting for this big harvest, but it seems like it's just gonna keep dropping off like 4 and 5 max at each moment, you know, at each day that we get a harvest. It's only a small handful. Here's one that I'm gonna let get crunchy, crispy to completely ripen, and probably enjoy that tomorrow, maybe today. Got a couple more drying on my dash because it's been raining so much that they don't get the chance to dry. I should have told you to keep those cucumbers out here so I could show the peoples what we got. Yeah, that would be good. So, I was recently given some advice, and I think I'm going to try it. But apparently tomatoes are like one of the things that you should harvest in the afternoon as opposed to harvesting first thing in the morning, because you want their sugars to be concentrated, and it's usually drier in the afternoon than it is in the morning. But in today's case, we are going to harvest everything that is ripe right now because it's going to rain more in a few hours, and everything that's ripe is just going to split. But so I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of these cherry tomatoes. Some of the cherry tomatoes have even split. Oh, look at that. We harvested 4 muncher cucumbers. What is that? It's just a string. Yeah, pretty decent. I think that's our biggest harvest at one time of the cucumbers. And that all came from 2 plants that are right next to each other. Look at this precious, beautiful Black Beauty eggplant. I'm thinking this is almost the right size to harvest. I'm going to have to check on that. I don't want it to get too big. But we've got another one that's right behind it. This is our only Black Beauty eggplant that we have. I did sow more than that, but they didn't make it. But I have 3 ping tongue eggplants. They are these like skinnier, longer ones. These actually do get really quite large, probably like 10 inches or so. I'm going to go ahead and pick some of these cherry tomatoes. I'm doing so through the fence. Probably quite ridiculous. I think these are blueberries boar or something. Blue boar's berry. Oh, oops. I need a harvesting basket. See, this one split. I'm sure it's okay though. Yeah, I'm hesitant to harvest this. I don't think that that's really going to want to come off. With the cherry tomatoes, I just kind of, fondle it a little bit. And if it doesn't want to come off, I don't usually pick it. Oh man, I need to fix this trellis. It has started to, I don't know if you can see, the fence blends in with the plants, but it started to fall over to one side. because of the plants being so heavy, I guess. It's just weighing it down. These ones, I'm gonna have to look back at my seed packets to make sure, but I think those are sunrise bumblebees. I love them. They're probably our favorite cherry tomato. They just get to like this light yellow color, and they look kind of like brainy on the bottom. They're very delicious. This is an albino pepper. It's got 3 peppers on it at this moment. And I think I need to tie this pepper plant to it because I need to tie it to this stake because it's not able to stand up by itself. The weight of this one pepper is too much for this plant. It's a shame that it couldn't have. Nice. Here's something super exciting. Went to go grab this because I was like, oh, yep, this is ready to harvest. This is a desi squash. I was so excited about it. Then I saw a disgusting vine borer poke its head out. I don't know if you can see that little black speck in there, but that's him. He's devouring this squash from the inside. And there's evidence that it is within this plant. Basically all around. There's another little baby squash that I can see that's been eaten into. I'm about to cut this plant up. What a shame. I've only gotten, I think, 2 squashes from this plant, and it appears to be healthy until you look at the vine. Oh wow, look at this. So that's empty. Look at this caterpillar. Freaking massive. I just chucked it across the yard. So this plant's gotta go. And I'm gonna see if Miss Moo wants to eat it. Because I don't really care what happens to the plant. I don't want any more vine borers anywhere near. There he is. What a disgusting little creature. It actually turns into a very pretty moth. But I don't like him at all, because vine borers have been an issue for me ever since I first started trying to grow squash. I have never successfully grown a squash until this year because of vine borers. But anyway, this is our harvest today. It's actually a relatively small harvest compared to what we've been getting. But I also have the cucumbers, the 4 cucumbers, so that's a win in my eyes. We haven't been getting very many green beans anymore. We were getting pretty big harvests, but now that it's hotter, I guess, and the plants are nearing the end of their life, I don't know, they're struggling with the heat, so I think that that's a big part of it. Look at this. I wish that this would focus. Poking his head out. I wonder if Miss Moo will eat it. Let's go see. Miss Moo, do you want a little snack in addition to your breakfast that you've already gotten? She's quite a fat pig, so I don't know if I should give this to her, but Miss Moo, come see. I've got a squash for you. Sounds like that might have been a little overgrown for us to want to eat it. She doesn't mind. She likes it. I'm not gonna lie, I hope that she eats that little vine borer. See, I don't like animals to be, or creatures to be harmed for no reason whatsoever. Really, I don't like things to be harmed at all. But I know that it's inevitable, it's part of life for things to die at the hands or at the expense of someone else. But, in the case of things that want to eat my garden and eat my fruits that I grew, I would rather them go somewhere else. And if that somewhere else means in someone's tummy, well, that's quite alright with me. Good girl, Miss Moo. I think you got it. Let's see if she wants the plant now. Once again, I apologize for not being able to flip the camera around and talk to you. Maybe one day we'll set up our actual camera and then I'll be able to show you all that. You're gonna look at this. They've just been obliterating this plant. They turned it into a gross mess. I had a feeling whenever I saw some of that, that's what that was. And there were a couple leaves that were towards the bottom that just kind of turned dark brown and wet and died. Oops. Yep, that's gross. It's a sacrificial plant, I suppose. Hopefully no other plant in the garden gets that. Let's see if Miss Moo's interested. Miss Moo, how do you feel about eating this plant here? How do you feel about this? Check that out. Not so much, huh? She's like, I really would rather the fruit. There is a small baby fruit on there. She said, this ain't food. This is a plant. I guess you wouldn't eat my entire garden if I let you in it, huh? That's good to know. So I'm going to end the video here and say thank you for watching my garden tour, garden update. I probably should have mentioned. So today is June 24th, I believe. So really the garden is hitting its full swing point, I guess. And that was a relatively small harvest, but still a harvest nonetheless. I mean, I've still got, I think I harvested like 4 larger tomatoes and a bunch of cherry tomatoes, about 4 cucumbers, and some ground cherries and some beans. Not so bad for a garden that's not that big. I'm gonna have to like measure the square footage of the garden and kind of guesstimate, even though I have some things in pots. I don't really know how to figure that out, but I can at least figure out the square footage of the raised beds. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Keep rambling. I'll get better at this, guys. But I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.